reliability as well as security. So there is more, or the data which is there in the Tally software, it is more reliable as well as more secure in the nature. In Tally software, so how many number of companies can be created? That is 99,999 companies can be created. Press F12 for voucher entry configuration. So this type of screen will be displayed, or the screen will be displayed in the Tally software which contains all these following items. Hello everyone, I am Arshita, lecturer, Department of Commerce, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. My dear students, today we are in the second session of Unit 5 of the subject Fundamentals of Business Accounting, and this is for first Sem B.B.A student. So your Unit 5 is all about accounting software. So we have discussed what is accounting software, and we have learned one of the important accounting software. So let us quickly recall what we have discussed in a previous session. So in a previous session, I have covered this topic. As I told you, we have learned the meaning of accounting software. So what is this accounting software, or why we are going to use this computerized accounting system? Next, types of accounting software. Then we have learned one of the important accounting software, that is Tally software, where we have learned meaning as well as features of Tally software. In today's session, we shall learn few more about Tally software. Now, moving on to the advantages. So already we know the meaning as well as features. Now we shall see what are the advantages of Tally software. So coming to the first one, data reliability as well as security. So there is more, or the data which is there in the Tally software, it is more reliable as well as more secure in the nature. So in Tally, the data entered is reliable and secure. So as I told you, this is one of the best accounting software where whatever the data which is fed into that software, it is more reliable. At the same time, it is more secure in the nature, in the sense. So the security for the data is more under Tally software. There is no scope for entering the data after being entered into the software. So once the data has been entered to this software, so it cannot be changed by re-entering it. So it is one of the advantages. Next one is payroll management. So several calculations that need to be made while disbursing salary to the employees. So as I've already told you, it is not only confined to the financial statement. So these payroll of the employees can also be ascertained through accounting software, that is Tally software. So the employees calculations or the payroll calculation can also be made relating to the employees. So Tally used to maintain the financial record of the company that includes net deduction, net payment, bonus as well as tax. So these are all relating to the employee payroll. So such type of information can also be entered into Tally software. Now coming to the third advantage, management in the banking sector. So it is not only used in the organization, so it is also expand its advantage to the banking sector also. So banks use Tally to manage various user account and also calculate the interest on deposits. So the transactions relating to the customer of that particular bank can also be maintained through Tally software, where the deposit amount and interest on calculation on deposit can also be ascertained. So Tally support ensures ease in the calculation and makes banking simpler. So it is also used in the banking sector in order to maintain the transactions of the customers. Tally support can make the calculation easy in the banking simpler. So it makes the banking transactions very easy. Next one is regulation of data across geographical locations. So here the data can be regulated not only confined to particular region across the geographical locations. So Tally software is used to manage the data of an organization globally. So as I told, it is not only confined only to a particular region. So the access of Tally software is used globally. Tally can bring together all branches of the company and makes the common calculation for it at large. So what happens? So suppose if there is a big organization which has number of branches and the financial statement has to be prepared of those branches which is situated in different part of the world. Then through accounting software, financial statement of those companies which are located globally can also be ascertained easily. So no matter which location a company employee has access, it will be informed throughout. So here the access to the Tally software is not only confined to particular region, it is confined globally. Next, ease of maintaining a budget. So in order to maintain the budget also, Tally software is being used. So Tally is used to maintain the budget. Tally is used to help the companies to work and manage expenses by keeping in mind the total budget which is being allotted. So by keeping the budget, so that is by preparing the budget in advance, so the Tally software helps the organization to know what is their actual budget and how the expenses have to be made in that particular financial year. So the budget or the calculation of budget can also be made through this software. Next one is simple tax return filing. So it is also used for tax return filing. So tax GST is used to ensure that the company complies with all the GST norms. So by including all the GST norms in the Tally software, so it helps to give the tax returns filing. Tax GST take care of service tax return, excise tax, VAT filing, TDS return and profit or loss statement for the small business organization. So it's not only confined to the preparation of financial statement, other than that it is related to tax filing also. Next one is audit tool for the compliance. So along with accounting, along with taxation, it is also expand its advantages for auditing also, whereby it is going to maintain the financial transactions year after year, so that the auditing as well as comparison from year after year can also be made. So it acts as an audit tool. It is used to carry out regular audits of the companies. Since the transactions will be there in the Tally software, so the auditing can also be made. So it does a thorough compliance check towards the financial year beginning and ensures that all the monetary transactions are smoothly being carried out. So by using or by seeing the transaction which has been entered into the Tally software, so it helps us to do the auditing also, because the verification as well as valuation of the financial statement can also be made in that particular financial year. Next one is remote access of data. So as I told you, it is not only confined to one particular place, so it is used all over the world. So in Tally, employees can access the financial data using the unique user ID as well as password. The employees of an organization can access the data of the organization by using the unique ID as well as password. The logging and access of the data can be done by sitting at the comforts of one office or house. So as I told you, it's not just that where the software has been actually installed. Not only there the user is going to use that. So the user can use anywhere they want by using the ID as well as password. Next one is quick access to documents. Of course, it preserves large number of data, so thereby quick access can also be made, because the access of the data is very clear in the Tally software. So whenever the user wants to refer the data, he can refer very easily. So Tally can serve all invoices, receipts, bills, vouchers in his archive folder. So using the Tally, we can quickly access any of the previously stored document also. So all the vouchers or all the invoices, receipts, cash memo, everything will be stored in the Tally software. So if the organization or if the user wants to refer that, he can easily refer. So we can immediately retrieve all the billing related files. So this revision or revising of all the documents or going through all the documents is also made very easy using this Tally software. Now we shall see how to create a company in Tally. So as I told you, in Tally software, so how many number of companies can be created? That is 99,999 companies can be created. So let us see how we have to create a company in Tally. So step 1 is what? In Tally, after login, double click on the create company. So you will be having a Tally software and you have to double click on that, so that is on the create company. You have to double click that is create company option, and a company information. So in the company information, you will be having an option that create company. So you have to double click on that. The following navigation path is used to create the company in Tally. So first you'll go for gateway of Tally. There you will have company information. There you have to click on create company. Okay, so this will be the page which is been opened. Next, the following screen displays the company creation window. Suppose if you want to create, that is company creation window will be opened, and this will be the company creation window where there are number of details and we have to fill all the details. Now coming to step 3. So we have learned that. So the first step is what? You have to open the Tally software and you will have an option create company. So when you click on create company, a page will be opened where number of details will be there where you have to fill all those details. So let us discuss what are the details you have to fill there. So step 3 is that enter the company's mailing name. That is, the company's mail ID has to be entered, mailing name has to be entered. This is an important field because it shows all the printouts. So by entering the company mailing name, so it shows all the details. So that is shows all the printouts. Now step 4 is what? Enter the company's full address. This is shown on all printouts. Thus it is an important field. So in all your printouts, so the company's full address will be there. So it is very essential to fill the company's full address. Next, step 5, choose the name of the country as India from the given countries list. So what you have to do, so if you click on the country, so it will be India. So you can click any of the country wherever you are located. That is, company is located. Next, step 6, choose the state from the given list of states. So after selecting the country, in that respective country, what are the states they have? So that list will be there from which you have to select the state. Next, step 7, upload the company's PIN code. So company's PIN code has to be entered. Next, step 8, update the telephone number or landline of the company. So telephone number or landline number of the company has to be entered. Next, step 9, update the email ID and website of the company. So email ID as well as website of the company has to be entered. Next, step 10, update the financial year starting date of the company. So when you are going to start your financial year. So normally in India, our financial year starts with 1st April and ends on 31st March. So in India, the financial year of the company starts on 1st April and ends on 31st March. So you are going to enter the financial year. Next is step 11. Update the date from which accounting is allowed in Tally. Generally, this date of the starting date of the financial year are the same. So you will enter the financial year, that is 1st April to 31st March. That is, the financial year has to be entered. After that, you have to update the date from which the accounting year, that is accounting year, is been started in Tally. Okay, so normally the beginning of the financial year itself will be the accounting year in Tally. But if the company has been formed on other date of the year, that date will be mentioned. So if the company is started on 1st June, so normally the financial year itself, that is 1st April itself to 31st March itself will be the accounting year. Suppose if the company is started not on 1st April, so it is started in between, that is on 1st June, then this date has to be entered. Or else if it is being started from the beginning itself, then your enter date will be 1st April, or else it will be the date in which the company has been started. So for example, if books have been set to begin from 1st December 2019, the Tally will not allow the entry from 1st April 2019 to 30th November. So suppose if the organization have entered the date on 1st December, then in the Tally software, your financial statements or the transaction starts from 1st December itself, not on the financial year, not on financial year. So your financial year starts from 1st April. So from 1st April to 30th November, the entries will not be there. So your entry starts from 1st December. Next, step 12, if you want to use Tally Alt, enter a password. It is secure feature that encrypts data. So in order to safeguard your data, you can use this, that is Tally Alt, where you are going to use this Tally software by using the user ID as well as password. Next, step 13, repeat the password of Tally Alt. So once they will ask to enter the password, again they will ask in order to repeat the password of Tally Alt in order to make sure that the password matches. Tally ERP matches this password with the previous entered password to ensure that the password we typed previously was the intended password, which means there is no typing error. So in order to check the password what you have already entered in the Tally Alt, that is in order to secure the data, if you are using Tally Alt, that is which will have user ID as well as password, so they will ask twice for the password. So to make sure that whatever the password you have entered in the beginning, so it will matches with the password in the second time. So this is about your step 13. Now let us see what are the configurations in Tally ERP 9. That is how we are going to configure the Tally ERP 9. So Tally ERP 9 is configured by the key, that is entering the key F12. So F12 configuration in Tally ERP 9 is applicable for all the companies that located in Tally ERP 9 data directory. So when the Tally ERP 9 has to be configured, then the key has to be entered, which is that key F12. So F12 configuration may vary from menu to menu. For example, if you press F12, configuration from Voucher screen, the respective screen displays in the screen. So this is a screen that displays in your Tally software if you press the key F12. Gateway of a press function F12 or click F12 configure. So what you have to do, you have to, in order to configure the Tally software, so what you have to do, you have to press F12 so that that screen will be displayed. So next is about Tally ERP 9. So we shall learn something about this software, that is one of the best software I have told you under Tally, that is Tally ERP 9. The configuration screen contains multiple settings that helps to configure the required information for master creation, voucher entry, banking, printing, etc. The important settings that are available on configurations are. So when you enter F12, so what are the configurations you get in that particular screen? So you'll get the information relating to general, numerical symbols, accounts or inventory information, voucher entry, invoices or order entry, payroll configuration, banking configuration. So these are the few items what you can see on the screen when you enter on F12 for configuration of Tally software, that is Tally ERP 9. Now coming to the first one, what you find in the general. So in the general, so as I told you, so these are the details will be available. So if you click on general, so what you get in that? So under general configuration screen, you can configure the details of country. So it contains the details of the country, name style, format of dates, format of number, that is how you have to enter the number, table configuration, import export configuration and other options. So under Tally ERP 9, so the first item what you see is general. So under general you will see these much information where they ask you to enter the information. Next under numerical symbols, so numerical symbols also contain certain items like configurations of symbol to use for positive number. So what is a symbol you are going to use for positive number? Symbol to use for negative numbers, symbol to use for debit amount and symbol to use for credit amount. So you have to enter that is you will have these symbols. That is, what are the symbols you will have? So symbols to use for positive numbers, symbol to use for negative numbers, symbol to use for debit account and symbol to use for credit account. Next under accounts or inventory information, that is, it is also one of the configuration of Tally ERP 9, which contains accounts and inventory information, contains the configuration details of master data, accounts as well as inventory. So it is all relating to accounts as well as inventory information. Coming to the next configuration, that is voucher entry. So voucher entry contains the following configurations like accounts, inventory, statutory. So these are the three items you will get under voucher entry. Under invoice or order entry, so it contains the configuration details of voucher entry for accounts, inventory as well as statutory. Next, under payroll configuration contains the following details of add notes for employees, show statutory details, provide passport as well as visa details, provide contract details, show resigned or retired employees, show employee display name. So this is all relating to the employees because this is based on payroll configuration. Next, coming to banking configuration, as I told, this Tally software is also used in the banking sectors. So you can or you will be having following configurations. Show all reconciled statement of BRS till the date. So you will get the statement, that is bank reconciliation statement, which has been already reconciled. Remove bank date on altering reconciled voucher, location of new bank statements, location of imported bank statements, location of payment instructions, show details before export or upload, allow reset on the upload transactions, location of new intermediate files, location of import intermediate files. So these are the details will be there under banking configuration. Next, under printing. So the options under printings will be, so the following configuration help to configure the printing screens for purchase transaction, payment vouchers, sales transaction, receipts vouchers, journal or contract, debit or credit note, reminding letters, confirmation statement, payment advice configuration, payroll, advanced configuration. So all these printout options will also be there. And the next configuration is data configuration. So it contains the following details, that is location of data files, in the sense where the data has to be saved. Location of data files, location of export files, load companies on startup, select companies to preload on startup, location of language file, location on configuration file. So these are the configuration which comes under data configuration. Next, under advanced configuration, so this configuration helps to define the client or server configuration such as Tally ERP 9 acting as. Then enable OBDC server, port number, connection configuration, log configuration, Tally server 9 configuration, Tally.net server proxy configuration, gateway proxy configuration. So these are the few advanced configuration will also be there under Tally ERP 9. Next, licensing. So this configuration helps to update the detail of Tally license, that is what type of license, that is activate license, reactivate license, configure existing license, get a rental license. So these options will also be there. Now we shall see about voucher entry configuration. So let us see what is this voucher entry configuration. So you can customize the voucher entries in Tally ERP 9, both the accounting as well as inventory vouchers. So both inventory as well as accounting vouchers can be configured in Tally ERP 9 by enabling the required option in the voucher configuration screen. So how you have to go for voucher entry configuration? So first you have to go for gateway of Tally. So you'll go for all, when you open the Tally software, you have to go for gateway of Tally and press F12. So you'll get an option configure and voucher entry. The voucher configuration screen appears as shown below. That is, I'll show a picture. Enable the required options. Press Ctrl+A to accept. So these are the steps which are involved in voucher entry configuration. So when you do this, you will get these options. That is, when you press F12 for voucher entry configuration, so this type of screen will be displayed, or the screen will be displayed in the Tally software which contains all these following items. And if you want to accept this, you have to enter Ctrl+A. So this is voucher entry configuration. Now coming to next thing is that is inventory features in Tally ERP 9. So let us see what are the inventory features which are included. So inventory features in Tally consist configurations or functions related to inventory transaction as well as reports. So it is all, or here the configuration is mainly related to inventory reports. Inventory features in Tally are further subdivided into 7 functions. So these are the 7 functions here: general, storage and classification, order processing, invoicing, purchase management, sales management and other features. So these are the 7 main subdivision of this inventory features of Tally software. So inventory features of Tally software is only confined for inventories. So which is been subdivided into following types. Now let us see how we have to start this inventory features in Tally software 9, that is Tally ERP 9. So what you have to do, you have to go for main path, that is Tally main, so that the gateway of the Tally will be opened. You have to, so suppose if you want to view the features of this Tally software ERP 9 under inventory features, then you have to press F11. So you will get the list of features. Next you will get all the company features. Now for F2, so inventory features, or click on F2 inventory. So this screen will be displayed if you do this following activities. So under general, you will be having an option, that is integrate accounts and inventory. Under that, if you choose S, then you can include the stock or inventory in the Tally software. Enable zero value transactions. So the other one is enable zero value transaction. Choose this option as S to allow the zero value transaction. So if you click on S, or if you enter, or if you choose S, then the respective activity will take place. Next, under storage and classification, so you have maintain multiple go downs. So you can maintain multiple go downs. So this is all relating to inventory. So if you want to maintain multiple go downs, so what you have to do, enable this option if you have more than one storage location. So if the organization is having more than one go down, so that they can go for this option, and go downs for storing the materials. So in a factory, if there is more than one go down, so they can choose this option. Next, maintain stock categories. So what type of stock? So based on the stock categories also, they can opt this option. That is, enable this to define or maintain the stock categories. Next, maintain batch-wise details. That is, the batch-wise materials. So that can also be mentioned. So enable this option to maintain the batch-wise details for stock item. Next, set expiry dates for batches. So when the production takes place in respective batches, so what is the expiry for that particular batch of product or batch of material? So that also can be explained. So enable this option for maintaining expiry date of batches. Use separate actual as well as billed quantity columns. So by making the columns, so they can create the expiry date of the batches. Next, under order processing, so they can enable order purchase, that is purchase order processing, which enables this option to define the purchase orders. So in order to define the purchase order, so they can choose this. Next, enable sales order processing. Suppose if they want to enter the sales order processing, then this option enables, it is enable this option to enter the sale order. Next, enable job order processing. So this option defines the job orders. That is, in what job the material is being done. Next, invoicing. So in order to enable invoicing, record purchases in invoice mode. Use debit or credit notes. Suppose if they are using the debit or credit notes, record credit notes in invoice mode, record debit note in the invoice mode. Next, use separate discount column in invoices. Suppose if you want to enter the discount, you can use the separate discount column. Next, under purchase management, track additional cost of purchase. So under purchase management, you can track the additional cost of purchase, and under sales management, you can use multiple price levels. So what are the various price levels in which the goods are being sold? Next, other features. So what are the other features which are included? That is in inventory features in Tally ERP 9. That is other features like use tracking numbers, enable delivery as well as receipt notes. So they can track this delivery. Okay. Next, use rejection inward and outward notes. Next, use material in and out vouchers. So what is the vouchers which are coming in and going out of the organization. Use cost tracking for stock item. After enabled or disabled the features, choose A, that is accept, and press Ctrl plus A to save the details. So in that particular table what I have shown, so there are number of options what we have discussed now, where if it is S you have to enter S, and if it is no you have to enter no, and after filling everything you have to press Ctrl A so that it will be saved. Now how to generate customer wise sales report. So how we are going to? So in Tally software even we can go for, or we can create customer wise sales report. So let us see how we are going to do that. So Tally is one of most useful platform for anyone who wants to get help for their accounting as well as inventory management needs. So already we have learned how they are going to feed the inventory management. Now we shall see, or we shall learn about how to generate the customer wise sales report. The accounting software gives the user the ability to generate the sales report. So it also has an option to create the sales report. Given below is a step-by-step procedure to generate customer wise sales report in Tally ERP 9. So which are the steps? Open the Tally window. Go to display. So these are the options what you have to follow. Next, select inventory books, select movement analysis, select ledger analysis, then select the customer you want to see. The report is generated. So this is how you are going to generate, that is customer wise sales report of the employees. So first what you have to do, open the Tally window. Next, go to display. You have to click on display. So that select inventory books. Then you have to select inventory books, select movement analysis, select ledger analysis, select the customer you want to see. The report will be generated. That is the report of an customer wise sales report will be generated. So my dear students, hope you have understood today's session. See you all in my next session with a new topic. Till then, take care. Thank you.